Wisconsin's recount could begin as soon as Thursday, and Jill Stein has filed a lawsuit for a statewide recount in Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, Michigan only finished tallying votes yesterday, but they are headed for a recount as well. Here to sort things out, it's Fox News chief political anchor and anchor of Special Report on the Fox News Channel, Bret Baier. Bret, welcome back.
Hey, Kenzie.
So one of the main questions I have here is, who is funding this recount?
It is curious. That was a nice open by you. I think, Jill Stein, aside from your interview, has done other interviews in which she was asked about the donors. She claims that they are 90-something% of small donors, under $100, she said. But obviously, you can donate $2,700, and there's nothing preventing anybody, like a George Soros or another person who has the capability of bundling people to donate, to make a big donation. She could not confirm whether George Soros was a donor to this effort, and she said if she found out that he was, she would give the money back. But to your point, the fact that she raised $7 million roughly in 7 days, which is exponentially more than she raised for 2 presidential runs, this is, quite something.
Yeah, it's very curious, and I still do not believe that this is Jill Stein on her own making a stand at the top of that mountain. I just don't think that she has the marketing capability or the foresight. Otherwise, she would have done much better in the presidential race. She would have raised a lot more money, and she certainly would have found a way to raise her profile.
Of course, and this is more about Democrats grasping at straws and obviously still distraught about the election results, trying to see if there's anything that can change the scenario. The reality is, as you rightly point out, the spread here in these states is significant. You're not talking about hundreds of votes. You're talking about tens of thousands of votes. In Pennsylvania, more than 70,000. In Wisconsin, some 27,000. In Michigan, 10,700. I spent 40 days and 40 nights in Tallahassee, Florida in 2000, over 531 votes. The recount, which obviously led to the President George W. Bush after a Supreme Court ruling. That was 531 votes over a number of court cases. Yeah. This is more than 100,000.
Yeah, and, there are people on the left who say that's really not that many, and they're very hopeful that they will find these voting irregularities. But I honestly think that if this were an effort with pure intention, that it would be multi-partisan, and they would also be going into states like Nevada and New Hampshire and Arizona and Minnesota, where there were also closer margins. And they're just not doing that. And you can't say it's this secret set of criteria that's keeping them in the 3 states that, if they flipped, would give Hillary Clinton the presidency.
Yeah, and Dr. Stein said today in an interview that she would have done the same thing had Hillary Clinton won and Donald Trump was on the losing side of close states with suspected, what she says, results. The evidence she points to is not, that substantive. It is that the DNC was hacked, that John Podesta was hacked. She doesn't have any, pure data that any of these machines, despite the fact that the electoral commissions in all of these states have come out and said they're confident in their elections.
And these machines, as I pointed out to her last night, are also not online. It's not the same thing, and one has nothing to do with the other. There is a massive flaw in her logical strain, and I asked her last night, is this what you want to be remembered for? At this point, it doesn't matter. This is what she's going to be remembered for, and sadly for Hillary Clinton's supporters, she's going to lose again. It's going to end up a humiliating loss.
The bottom line is Jill Stein is really one of the major reasons Hillary Clinton lost the election. Yeah. This is so ironic in that Dr. Jill Stein, who's now doing this recount, is the reason why Hillary Clinton lost some of those states. All
right, very good. Yeah, no, if she got 1% of the vote, and you're talking about, 3 states, 4 really if you count Pennsylvania, it was 1.05%, where it was less than a 1% margin. Bret, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, very good.